Did anyone practice anything?
Yep.
Yep, tell me about it.
I practiced the breathing, the 7-11 breathing.
7-11 breathing, okay.
Well,
And did anyone else practice something? How about, yes, sir? The Fofbach, the feet on floor, butt on chair, right? And do you recall any of the particulars of the moment where you were practicing? Speak up just a little bit.
when you're stressed.
Yeah, it helps, right? When you're stressed. You are one quiet dude, I gotta tell you. You're very still as a person. Do you talk a lot? Usually. Okay, but not to me. All right. Anyone try mindful eating?
What?
Nope.
Mindful eating.
No.
No.
Also, well, what is your name again?
Lee. You can call me Mrs. G. Okay. Mrs. G. So.
My mother would like to know.
Okay. All right. In fact, I can give you my email address and she can talk to me.
Okay.
All right. So one of the things we didn't get to last week is an exercise. Yes, sir.
How is it supposed to be the mindful eating? Like very, very slowly?
Just taste it.
No.
Taste it, chew it, be aware of, you know.
Just give them these little chocolates that are like nibbling on it.
Yeah, that's really tiny, but you can eat a whole meal that way. And we did that when.
Well, you did it with the Hershey's though, and that was small. And the
I know
pepper,
they're
too.
tiny. Yeah. Which is,
Okay, so this
these are examples.
It's still turning.
Okay, here we go. Last week, we did not get to do one of the practices. I'm going to tell you about it, but we're not going to practice it just yet, okay? One of the things I want you to try, eyes on me, is something when you just wake up. And it's called sitting like a statue. Head up here, leg here, arm this way. And when you first wake up, who recalls just waking up, just that moment where you wake up?
I don't think anyone can recall it happily.
Recalls it happily?
Can't recall it happily.
You can't. Okay, I have a feeling that before you know who you are, you're not unhappy. All right?
When you wake up?
When you first wake up, there's a moment,
No feelingness.
no, nothing, no identity. It's
You're
like
ram.
you're. That's right. You're like. And there's almost nothing going on. So if you can, just sit up and become oriented to the world around you. And you'll start noticing things flooding in. They'll start being, particulars that rise up. When you first wake up, it's really, really sort of smooth. Explore it. Be curious about it. All right? It can be a kind of a featureless thing. Yes, sir?
Remember when I told you about that's going to make my head hurt so much?
Why? Why is it going to give you a headache?
Remember thinking everything at once?
Oh, don't think everything at once. Think nothing at once.
All
right.
That's not hard.
So, folks, we talked about mindful eating last week, and today we're going to talk about mindful moving. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is stand up. Everybody stand up.
Mindfully? Or
Yes, stand up. Not in your mind. Stand up. So, get your feet shoulder width apart. Now, take a deep breath, let your hands hang. If you're comfortable with closing your eyes, that's okay. You don't have to. I want you to shift all your weight onto your right foot. And then just very slowly lift your left foot off the floor and stay balanced. All right. Become completely aware of what's going on in your bodies attempt to stay balanced. Focus your mind on let it drop from the head, the coconut head, down to the middle of your body. Okay, now, oops, now we're going to go the other way. Lift. You're going to shift your weight slowly, and then lift your other foot. And you might notice there's a lot of adjustment going on in that leg, and it's not like you're saying, ooh, I gotta move this way. Now put your both feet down and kind of rest right here in the middle. And just notice if there's any shifts. And because I take Tai Chi, I'm going to give you a little challenge. Pick your leg up and try to slowly go down and touch the floor. I can't. Okay, so we're going to sit down and discuss it. Now, what did you observe about that little practice, that exercise? Tell me what was going on. Go ahead.
A lot of adjustments in the foot.
A lot of adjustments in the foot, right. Now, did you think about them before you adjusted?
I'm not really sure. It was too fast.
Too fast?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone else?
Yeah, I kind of agree with him. I didn't, mostly adjustments, and I don't think I really thought about it.
No thinking of, no, I have to move this way and that way.
I think it was kind of automatic.
Okay.
There was really nothing. I've got a very good sense of balance. In fact, I was kind of bored with it, so when I picked up my leg and pretty much did what you did with the Tai Chi. Picked it up, grabbed it with my other hand, and it was just standing there trying to do that. And still perfectly balanced.
You could do the bend down and touch your toes?
No, without doing that. I was able to do that as well.
Okay. So you have good balance. So when people are in their body, you don't realize how much is going on. You're adjusting, you keep moving without the thought that you're consciously adjusting, right? We were talking about in autopilot before, but now we're going to talk about athletes that are in the zone. Does anyone know what that means, being in the zone? Is this working yet? No? Okay. Who knows what being an athlete in the zone is?
Really into it. Like, you can focus on it and not even, you could go through a whole entire workout and whatever you're doing and not even realize how much time you actually spent doing it.
Okay. So one of the things that you just said, and I think it's accurate, it's timeless. When you're in the zone, you're not aware of timeless. Go ahead, someone else. What else? Who's plays sports? Do you?
Well,
I do
not recently though, because of like the cold weather, but soon one of definitely.
Okay.
But,
in the zone.
But the way I'm seeing in the zone, like the time just seems to go by. It sounds a bit like an addiction though.
Well,
not fully, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I think there might be some similarities between the parts of the brain that are happy and the parts, the endomorphs. There's probably some kind of chemical similarities. But this is a healthy one rather than an unhealthy one, right? So in the zone, who's been in the zone? You don't have to be in the zone in sports necessarily. Go ahead.
Really concentrate on what you're doing.
Yes, so it's concentrated. What else? Is it
not multitasking? You're only doing that one thing.
It's one focus.
Yeah.
Right, one focus. What else?
It's like able to block out everything around you.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to call that turbo focus because it's one thing, but it's also intense, right? It's a super, super intense. What else about being in the zone? Does it feel like a lot of work? No. So there's
maybe afterwards that you could feel straight.
you might feel tired afterwards, but there's an effortlessness about being in the zone. It's the people who are super athletes that get into the zone don't feel the effort while they're doing it. It's just this beautiful mix of effortless excellence, calm confidence, peak performance, no stress. Are we there yet?
Yeah, closer.
Okay. No stress. We're getting closer to the samurai moment. No stress, no fear. Now, one of the things, when I was taking this class, there was a lady who was an Olympic athlete. She was a hockey player. And she won the American gold for women's hockey in, I think it was like 2008. It wasn't this one. It wasn't the most recent one. So it was one before that. And what she said is that when there's a trajectory, if let's say this side is the challenge level, and this side is the skill level, what happens is that if the challenge is too much, can you go into the zone? If you don't know what you're doing, can you go? Do you think it's possible to get there? No.
Yes, possibly.
It usually doesn't happen because you
It's
haven't.
there, I admit it's there, but still, it could happen.
It maybe. What happens?
Wouldn't that be luck?
It might be luck. It might be luck.
Beginner's
It
luck.
might be luck.
It might
or
be beginner's
it's
luck because, like in golfing, some people hit a home run or
That's
baseball.
golf hole in one,
Yeah.
baseball a home run. Okay, so but if the challenge and the skill level, like if you're not challenged enough, there's too much time to be distracted.
Yeah.
If you understand that, right?
Unless the challenge is so easy, you just.
If the challenge is down here, you're not going to make an effort to
Well,
be
it's
in
like
the
a
zone.
middle point though between like the challenge being enough, but like just the middle where it's challenging but not challenging enough that distracts you though from it.
That is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. If it's challenging enough but not too hard, then you can get in the zone because the amount of stimulation that it takes you to get there, to concentrate, to be challenged enough, and the training that it takes to be in that zone have met each other. They've crossed each other. So she said, this Olympic athlete said, what happened to her is when they were playing with their buddies, the schools across the way, that it was not it was no challenge. So they never got into the zone. But when they were playing against the Russians, they really did get into the zone. It was so amazing because they were so sharp. They had to be as sharp to come at it in the same way. So there was this beautiful flow. And they barely were aware of time passing as they're going through these motions. So you can deliberately choose to be in the zone. It isn't magic. You can prep yourself for it, and it doesn't happen automatically. Yeah.
Well, are you aware of the movements you're doing, or
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
When you're not aware of the time
Consciously,
that's
that
happening.
you're consciously
Yeah,
doing
you're
or
ultra
unconsciously?
conscious. You're ultra conscious. And think about, okay, close your eyes for a second. Think about a time in your past where something really, really that made you happy happened to you. And fill in the details, okay? Think about a time in your past, something that made you super happy. Okay, come back to room awareness. Tell me a little bit about it. Just, anyone want to share? A birthday, a beach
Well, I want
day?
to go first though.
Okay, go ahead. You don't want to go first?
No, I want to let somebody else to go first.
Okay, someone else
I
go
wanna be
first.
some first.
You go
Okay,
first.
good grade.
You got a
Grades-
what?
Good grades make me happy.
So recall a moment when you got a good grade. What happened?
I don't know, I was just really happy. I felt good about myself.
How old were you?
I don't know, happens.
What time of day was it?
I don't know, afternoon, I guess.
Okay. But you don't know your grade. What school were you at?
The school. No,
This-
just I was saying like good grades in general just make me happy.
Oh, I'm thinking of a specific moment.
Oh,
Okay, a specific moment that you can be in the zone you have to be awake. You cannot remember anything unless you're awake to remember it. If you're half asleep, it's just a blur. You guys understand that, right? Okay. So being in the zone means being very, very awake. So there is this man, Kobe Bryant. You know who he is? He's a Lakers. Guys, okay. Andrew, do you follow basketball at all?
Sorry, that's my younger brother.
Okay. Kobe Bryant says, many people have moments of this in their lives, but there are greater and greater depths to which we can be when we go into the zone. The picture above, I don't know if you have a picture in your dot B of the Kobe Bryant. He's going for the thing, the ball. This is lesson 5. The LA Lakers are coached by Phil Jackson, wildly regarded as the best, most successful basketball coach in the NBA. He's got 11 NBA championships. Jackson used to teach his athletes mindfulness. When players, this is a quote, when players practice what is known as mindfulness, which is paying attention to what's actually happening, not only do they play better and win more, but they actually become more attuned to each other. Does anyone understand how that could happen, the attunedness to one another?
It works. Big screen doesn't. We're
Big
still
screen.
stuck.
Okay.
But-
So what we're gonna do is show the samurai thing on the small screen, and we'll have the kids, if we can
Got
move.
4.
Can we move up to here? Can we move
You want
up?
sound?
Yes, I would like sound. So we're gonna see something about being in the zone. Come on over this way. And we're going to watch Tom Cruise. Who's seen The Last Samurai? Anyone? You saw it?
I will
Oh.
have to
Have you
ask
seen it?
afterwards to see it.
You'd like to see it? You have to see. You can sit in the front there. Go ahead. All right. So in The Last Samurai, Tom Cruise is a soldier. He gets captured. He goes to live in a Japanese village. What are the samurai famous for?
For looking tough.
Well, yeah.
Loyalty.
They're
I mean,
loyalty,
their
yeah.
armor, though, I mean, you shoot an arrow, it
loyalty.
just sticks out of their armor and it looks like they're invincible to
No.
arrows.
They look
Said-
like they're invincible.
Yeah.
What was the what he said?
What are the samurai known for? Here.
Resounding professionalism, master swordsmanship. Let me see. Brilliant craftsmen, great
Brilliant craftsmen, yes.
great artisans,
Yes,
masters of the craft.
Yes.
Let me see.
he's got it.
Great.
Okay. So
And
listen.
also they were told. I'm not sure how correct this is, but also they were believed to also have had a great. They were master tacticians as well, and had a great sense of how.
Okay. The
something
samurai.
affects a person's mind.
Somebody help me spell this. Samurai.
SAMURAI.
M-U-R-A-I. A-I. Had a code of honor, discipline, artistry. They studied poetry, etc. They had a whole philosophy of life, very similar to what this mindfulness stuff is. And they were
Way of the
taught.
Warrior.
Yes, that's right, Buto. You know that word?
Pluto, the way of the sword also?
The way of the sword. Now, they were taught to think this way because at any moment, if you were a soldier, you could be killed, right? So in order to appreciate, to savor life, which is what we've been talking about, savoring, being awake, they had to live every moment mindfully. And these are some of the things that they said about that. Rejoice in the things that are present. All else is beyond thee. Eternity is not something that begins after you are dead. It's going on right now. Forever is composed of nows. So the first clip we're going to see, and I'm going to have...
There's also another one there's also another famous one, I can't say it. Oh wait, yeah, Masahiro Morimoto.
Yeah, what about?
He said, quote, that is, well, actually it doesn't have anything to do with mindfulness. I'm not exactly sure if it does.
So the first clip, when we watch Tom Cruise, he doesn't understand the samurai way. He just doesn't have it going on.
Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind is good. Mind the people want. Mind the enemy. Too many mind. No mind.
Okay, let's watch that again. Would you mind? Just let it run. It'll loop.
Okay, wait, what? Start it over?
Yeah, let it loop. And follow it very closely if you can. He gets knocked down. The kid smiles.
Too many mind.
Too many mind?
Mind is good. Mind the people want. Mind the enemy. Too many mind. No mind.
Okay, just pause it. So, what do you think too many mind means?
Mind?
Too many mind. That's what the boy says, too many mind.
It's some kind of a weird way of saying it.
It is a weird way of saying it. He doesn't have English, the command of the language. What does too many mind mean? You're focusing on too much.
Multitasking.
You're multitasking. Stop multitasking. So he says, no mind. What would no mind be in this case?
Autopilot?
No. It's the opposite of autopilot. It is the mindfulness focus. It's the zone. It's the turbo focus. It's dropping out of the coconut head into the body. Do you think your body's stupid?
No.
Why?
It is.
Why?
It has no mind. The mind is here. The
Were
mind
you,
just controls your body.
excuse me, were your feet shifting all by themselves? Were you telling them what to do?
Yeah.
No.
Not consciously.
Not consciously. Okay. This has a certain kind of intelligence. It's not going to let you get hurt if it can help it. Yes.
Not
Okay.
true.
Well, we'll find out. Go ahead.
That the reptilian part of your brain?
Say what?
Is that the reptilian part of your brain? Self-preservation.
Yes, it is the self-preservation. But in this case, you're consciously putting the observer in place and you're saying, I'm going to allow myself to be aware of my entire body on purpose. And you go there. It's not shutting something off, it's turning something on. And we're gonna do it together, okay? So let's look at the next. Now, in the next clip, we're going to see Tom Cruise turn it on. Turn on his going into the zone.
Spring, 1877. This marks the longest I have stayed in one place since I left the farm in 17. much here that I never understand. I've been a church-going man, and what I have seen on the field of battle has led me to question God's purpose. But there is indeed something spiritual in this place. And though it may forever be obscure to me, I cannot but be aware of its power. I do know it is here that I have known my first untroubled sleep in many years.
You gotta get the ball. No, not me. You gotta get the ball. You gotta get the ball. The ball.
You know, when he says you got to get the ball, what does he pick up? The boy. He picks up the little boy and he runs around with him. So it's a joke.
Well, is it supposed to be shopping like this?
No, it's just
No, I think it's just with the. Now he's in a fight. Now you notice that the older men are betting on him. Who's betting he's going to win?
No one.
No, look at the guy. Look at the.
It's hard to see. What he can't.
There's the one in front. Oh yeah, it really is hard to see. It's all stopping.
It's really chunky.
Stop
Yeah.
motion filming.
We have stop motion filming. Okay, so in the I'll run the dialogue. So Tom Cruise is pausing right here. He's doing the moment of breathing, and he's gathering himself together. And this guy, he knows it. He sees what he's doing, and he's thinking this. He's thinking about when the guy does an overhead swing, and he's thinking how his hand is grasping the stick, and he loosens his grip, and he looks over at the guy, and he looks very focused at the stick, the pretend sword, and they're about to engage. Now in this case, Tom Cruise is fully present, and they're fighting like mad, and his body does things that he is not choosing to do necessarily. He's just awake, and the body moves the way it needs to move. And in the end, it's a draw. You see they have the two sticks against the necks of each other? That would have been, they killed each other at the same time. Right? If it was really swords, they would kill each other at the same time. So that's a draw. For him to have a draw against a seasoned samurai warrior is a phenomenon. All right, phenomenal.
And for
It's
a draw
like
against a samurai, even a samurai draw against a samurai to have a draw at all is a phenomenon.
yeah, okay. That's so Tom Cruise like went over the top in terms of his skill level. The reason he went over the top in terms of his skill level, just a second, is because he rested, he got connected to the rest of himself, he was relaxed, he loosened his grip. They say that when you do the karate stuff, if you relax, you're much more powerful. They find that when someone who has a light touch starts to move you, then you're resist. If you grab someone hard, what happens? There's resistance. Yeah. If you grab someone so soft, they just it's relaxed. But to do that takes great skill. Great skill. So what we're going to do is we're going to do samurai walking. Yes, sir.
Like a mousetrap, you gotta do it slowly, not suddenly.
Yes, you do have to do it slowly, but I don't know if a mousetrap does it slowly.
You know, I mean, it's like getting the cheese off the mousetrap.
Oh, is that how you can get it off?
I believe
I
so.
don't know.
Oh, really? That's very
I still
interesting.
wouldn't do the
So we're
karate
going to
stuff.
stand up and we're going to walk mindfully, or do a samurai walk, And I want you to do this. Now, pay attention because I'm not going to be able to talk to you in the hallway, all right? Andrew, are you going somewhere? Okay. So, you get yourself straight, relaxed, and I want you to you're going to take a step and be aware of it. Now, what I feel right now is this part of my body, weight, and I feel my foot touching the floor. I feel my sock in my shoe. And I'm just going to concentrate on everything going on in my shoes and my lower legs.
So
Okay?
just the lower part.
The lower part of your body, not the upper, because you can just be relaxed up there. Okay? So we're going to walk, and you can do it at a pace all the way down to the green sign and back again. Okay? You don't have to go super slow, but just walk mindfully. Don't let your attention wander. Stay with it.
I don't know why my brain just passed in the sky and yeah, I don't know, it was like a great that's amazing. Are you
It is a limit. It's a big sequence of what you call it. This is
They're walking mindfully, like samurais. Yeah, you can do it that way. Okay, just turn around.
yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Walk mindfully.
Well, I was moving slower just to see out the movement, but then the foot had more time to be holding the body down by itself.
Yeah, okay.
So it was
but-
doing more movements than usual.
Deliberately.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Now, could there actually be more or less movements?
Moving
Logically.
faster.
Logically. Could there be more movements? If you're walking and it's walking, are you really doing it more? Or have you normally, what would the other half of that question be? Or would you normally, what?
Well, it could use a different muscle if you're doing it slowly.
You do use a different muscle? Maybe. Okay. What else? Are you actually using more muscles, or is there something else at play? What do you think? What am I getting at?
I think we're just paying attention to
You're
it
just
more
paying
now.
attention. Yeah. The chances are, when you write something, you're using the same muscles. When you walk, you're probably using the same muscles, but you're probably not aware of it. You could relax between classes if you took that time and walked mindfully. All right? Is anyone willing to give that a shot this week? A little mindful walk. You don't have to announce it to anybody. Okay? Can I have... Okay, I'll try it once. You don't even have to do it in school. You can do it at home because you don't want to look weird, right? So we have the two models of mind. This is what we're going to go over. You got the two modes of mind. Does anyone remember?
Didn't we have a discussion that...
Yeah, you had this. Yes, you had this last week.
Didn't we have a discussion that really states that there might be actually 3 modes or 2?
I
Thinking and
am.
emotion.
Yes.
Both thing in between, that was debatable-ish.
Okay, run that past me
What was
again.
the other one?
We have thinking mind, sensing mind.
Those are the 2 modes?
Yes. And then we have no mind. Oh,
What's 3 modes?
ta-da! See, Andrew was right.
No, it's not no mind.
It's special mind. What do you want to call it?
Empty mind.
Empty mind. I like that best. Can we walk in this mode? We can walk in sensing mode, but
We
You
walk
can-
thinking mode.
you can walk in thinking mode,
Well,
and
sensing
that way you're
thinking-
going to be pretty oblivious. This is when the thinking mind, you're minding the people, you're minding the audience, you're minding everything, you're thinking about what's going to happen next. Sensing mind, kind of like you're almost there, but the empty mind, which I like better than no mind.
Well, it's going to be kind of difficult to try to do it though.
Um,
Could empty mind one part, like not listen to stuff, or like close your eyes, or
no,
things like that.
no, it's not like that. It's empty of your own opinions. It's empty of agenda. Let's call it this. Let's call it.
Wouldn't that be kind of like a sensing? Or
No.
well, sensing
It is.
doesn't
It
have
is.
thinking,
It is.
though.
It encompasses this. It encompasses all of it. It's receptive mind. What happens is this. There's an in-charge awareness inside you. And some people call it the observer. And this thing, being whatever you want to call it, the life in you, watches everything. And people aren't aware of that usually. Is it time to go?
Yeah.
Okay. But when you go to no mind, you stop having opinions and you let the observer be present. Okay? Are you guys cool with that?
The problem with that is,
Yeah.
for me, it's not, I still have the opinion, it's not.
Andrew, I can talk to you after. I don't want to hold other people
Yeah.
up.
how about
Okay.
that?
Try meditation. Try sitting like a statue. And fa, please.
Okay.
All right?
Always be
Thank you.